So,
Okay, so welcome guys. We're back with day 2 of the Grand Open in Berlin with our top 16 feature match.
it's table 1.
Exactly, with Max Frövel.
Yeah, which we have seen, who we have seen already in the first stream yesterday, in the first feature match in round 2 with his Pendulum Magicians.
And on the other side we have Rafael Neven from the Netherlands, who is playing an interesting ABC Draco deck.
And it looks like he won the die roll, or he decided to go first, and is going to start with a Terraforming. Is he already Cyclone in his hand?
I think so.
Um,
A card which is
pretty good
huge.
against Pendulum Magicians.
Exactly.
They can't trigger, getting banished, not many ways to recycle them again, and we see a hanger coming down. Let's see, he has, I think, a gadget, a silver gadget, I think, in his hand.
Diagram as well.
And the other card I can't identify. Looks like a monster.
Yeah, it's a A. Should be a A.
Ah, yeah. Now he has a and a C in his hand. So
we will see for sure Decode Talker with an ABC Bastard Dragon, which is pretty huge in this matchup. As he can go now for a Link 2
yeah,
with Proxy Dragon.
yeah. ABC have changed.
Okay, he's going for an Xyz.
I think he's going for the classical Wujintek Tsukiyomi play here, which is also still possible. Usually you do it when you don't have any hand traps in your hand. You can cycle through more cards to get to more combo pieces.
Okay, and now that's huge for Raphael because Max discarded the Ash by trying to prevent Raphael from getting the A.
But he has it already in his hand. I think it's a cost to discard
exactly.
the hand.
Well, he used the Ash on the effect of B, not on Tsukuyomi.
Ah, okay.
So he tried to prevent Raphael from getting the third letter, which he has now.
So now, or even a desire is coming afterwards for getting more resources.
Looks pretty good already.
It's interesting to see that ABC is playing more the traditional way here,
okay,
although they have more support getting with the Link monsters to trigger the A, B, or C parts even faster than from before, but also getting a little bit more restricted what they can summon during their turn, because usually they only have one extra monster zone, so they can't drop like Wujintek Tsukiyomi and the ABC Dragon Buster at the same turn, except they have like a Decode Talker or something else on the field to give them more space to summon something.
Okay, so he's using Soul Charge, getting back the 3 letters, which is pretty huge here, because if he now goes into a Decode Talker or a Proxy Dragon, so he will end up, I guess, with a rank 4 and Bastard Dragon, which is pretty huge. Especially as I'm pretty sure that he knows what Max is playing. There's Decode Talker, C who's special summoning an A. Okay, so now he has a Masterpiece in the hand.
He has a lot of options here.
Diagram, set rotation. It looks pretty good at this spot for Raphael. So
one of the interesting things is all the ABC parts are not once per turn either, so if you want to use their effects multiple times per turn, you can do it.
Okay, he's now considering which XC he would like to summon. I think you could actually go at this point for... Okay.
I think he just wants to get his Masterpiece on the field and keep some tribute materials on the field to interrupt maybe his opponent's play, or even summon it already during this turn, which is also... Also a good thing,
So he goes for Masterpiece, Buster.
which is a strong field for first turn, including as Cosmic Cyclone face down against Magicians
seems alright.
might be strong, considering also that his opponent already starts with one card less because he has used an Ash on a B search. So interesting to see the 2 Draco engine can be splashed in a lot of different kind of decks. It does even work with ABC. So which field spell did Max got from Raphael? Did you see?
It's, I think it should be a Union Hanger.
Okay.
I think it's even possible that he starts with Double Buster at this point.
Yeah, he has 2 extra monster zones free.
And I think also all the letters together.
When he is able to pull up Double Buster, he has 2 hand cards, so he will be able to interrupt 5 cards from his opponent. No, 4 cards.
Okay, well he decides to not go this way. But still, I mean, opening looks pretty good, or is really good.
Yes. He has a lot of interruptions.
Not
He has
sure.
another trap, I think, set.
Return, yeah.
Yeah.
True return. Not sure
Really
if
strong opening here.
there is a reason for Max to play this game.
I think yeah, I think he will chain the Cosmic Cyclone here or the Buster. I think the Buster. I think he does not want to show his Cyclone that early. I think he will use the Cyclone as his last resort as a removal here. He can also just Masterpiece it because destroying the Magician is not that crucial here.
So
He's chaining the Wavering Us. Okay.
yeah,
So
so
I presume he will
use Cosmic Cyclone.
on one of the Pendulum Magicians. So now he
there's
can
no reason
fold.
to play that.
No reason to play that. He has not enough resources to combat this field. Wow,
So
amazing.
Quick win for Raphael Niemann in his first game. Well, that's exactly what the deck is doing. I talked yesterday a little bit with Raphael concerning the deck, and he said there are some issues when you're going second because it's quite difficult to break a board. But if you're starting, especially with a hand like this,
Yes.
ending on Masterpiece and Buster, I think there's no deck that can get back from this position.
Yeah. Do we
yeah.
want to talk about the side deck process? I think Max will definitely consider system downs to side in. He has triple of them in the side deck, which might be a good choice.
Well, that's basically now a question because Max will go first for sure.
Yeah,
The question is now if he's taking the risk of having a combo card less.
That's true.
In order to have something for later on in the game.
Yeah.
So what else does he have in his side deck?
Dimensional Barrier going first might be good. Calling Fusion Summons
be
or
alright,
XC
yeah.
Summons depending on what his opponent does. Denkosekas I don't think they will come in. Zephion I also don't think going first because he's not a combo piece. I think the most appropriate maybe a few Cosmic Cyclones if he's worried about the field spells which are coming down, or some of the traps because it's still True Draco engine inside of it, and banishing those spell and traps might be crucial on some points. So I think he will consider Dimensional Barriers or Cosmic Cyclones to side here.
On Raphael's side we have also Zephion, which I'm pretty sure he will side in. Just to try to help him breaking the normal opening of Pendulum Magician by
having the trap, having the scales
and
out.
Scales and everything, because normally if you're opening with like the big combo, you have this weird hand where you won't have always the correct scales for the next turn. So could be an option for sure. Twin Twisters, pretty sure on that. And Anti-Spell Fragrance. I think even when he's going second, I could imagine that he's signing them in.
So we see Duelist Alliance, a Scroll Combat Joker, I think, a Pendulum Graph, a Desires, and what's the last card? His opponent has a Ghost Ash. I think he wants to use it on the Scroll Combat Joker. He has 2 Ashes, I think, in his starting hand.
I'm not sure if I like that. I mean, it's alright. You surely negate something, but I think there's always like this better thing.
Yeah.
For example, a Wavering Ice. Yeah.
The problem is Pendulums have a lot of searching cards. They have not only the Scroll Combat, they have their continuous spell which can do it. They have Wavering Eyes. They have several monsters which triggering for searching, like Astrograph Sorcerer, for example, and all the other cards.
So, and we saw that Raphael has a second Ash in hand, which doesn't do anything at this point.
Because he can only activate once per turn.
Exactly. So he's probably going to get at least one Wisdom Eye.
Which scales did he destroy with Wavering Eyes? It was one
The
poison eye
poison and double iris.
and one double eye, so he will get the trap from it as well. At least getting some resources
Hey.
back.
This game could also be over quite quickly. He's probably, yeah, he's still thinking. Yeah, I think to taking one Wisdom Eye is alright, and as the other scale, double iris should be the way to go. Because now with Wisdom Eye he will get the Oath Magician.
And recycle one of his scales in the extra deck to
Exactly.
get more monster presence on the field.
The opening afterwards is really good, but it dies more or less to one Cosmic Cyclone, which is a little bit awkward.
Yeah, because when the opponent can stop the trap, then he can go off as far as he wants, because usually Pendulum Magicians don't have any defensive card except the trap. Maybe a Tornado Dragon here or there, but usually they don't want to summon it first turn,
Yeah.
because there's other options to go for first turn. Maybe an Omega might be interesting to see, but I don't know, does he has the Harmonizing Magician?
Okay, that should be the other way
It
around.
should be the other way around, I think.
But I
Yeah,
think,
I think he realized it. Special summoning from the main deck, you can't put them in the extra monster zone.
so he's either going for
He
Time
might be going
Magician,
Dweller.
or I could imagine, does he play King Gorgon?
Karen Gorgon, he is not playing. No, he has Tornado Dragon. Abyss Dweller might be a good option, which he's also trying to do, because both decks are relying heavily on the graveyard effects. But it's not a strong
still-
monster still, because it can be run over by just an A summon.
Exactly, yeah. So not 100% sold on that play.
So we are seeing an opening with desires to get more resources for the ABC player.
It's just digging for the Cosmic Cyclone.
Yes.
As soon as he has the Cosmic Cyclone, he's in a great spot. So I'm also not sure if he should have summoned the Dweller with the with both Magicians.
He has a Dimensional Barrier, I
Yeah.
think, in his hand. A Terraforming, but no Cyclone as far as I can see. So he will have to play around the trap somehow.
Okay. So what I could imagine, it's with Dweller. It's actually kind of difficult now. He won't get to the ABC Dragon under normal circumstances.
He will have to invest a lot of resources, which would be wasteful. And
Well,
this case.
basically, it depends. If he has already a ladder in hand, he can.
he has a
like,
C in his hand that I saw in his opening hand.
So he could use Terraforming for Union Hanger, trying to equip a ladder with another one. So now getting the A basically. Then try to run over Abyss Dweller. If Max is deciding to destroy the A, he could use the diagram to destroy the C in hand, and maybe getting like this the Buster Dragon together.
Ja, das ist davon.
Okay, so he takes the A, probably is going to summon it now.
Yeah. It's one of the most easiest out against Abyss Dweller in this deck here. So
Okay, so now he's thinking about using the
the trap.
trap, which
Does Max have any cards in his hand left?
no.
So he's playing. This is like the only disruption play. When Raphael is able to play through it, then he will be able to maybe build up a board. At least he has some defense for next turn in his hand.
Yeah.
He has barrier. He has another Ash to defend himself.
I'm not sure. I think at this point you should discard the Ash Blossom.
Against Pendulum Graph?
Against
Or
the
Iris.
spell card. Well, actually, it depends how Max built the chain.
I think the pendulum graph is
Oh,
mandatory.
okay, so it's
So it
chain
has
link
to be
one.
chain link one.
Okay, so yeah, we had that
We had
already
this
yesterday.
discussion yesterday, yes. So he can only stop the double iris, so he passes back with just the barrier set,
I mean,
which he will presumably flip over when he's trying to complete his scales.
yeah, I mean, he still gets like another turn.
Yeah.
Because normally, yeah, Pendulum shouldn't be able to OTK through a dimensional barrier, or it's at least really unlikely.
They need to play cards like Apex Avian and some effect monsters which they can pendulum summon at this point, but I don't think that he's playing any of them. No.
So at this point, I could imagine that he's going for Black Fang. Okay, so he goes for harmonizing
To get the push.
Not sure if that's really needed. I mean, with Black Fang, he could like read some.
How many does he have in his
poison
extract? It's
wave.
two different. So it's 200 attack boost for a Dweller, so he cannot be run over by A, he just can clash with him now.
I mean, that's still everything the A has to do.
Yes.
So. Okay. Not quite sure why he's still looking. Okay. Okay, for the pendulum graph.
Now he searched the
Black Fang.
Black Fang. So no Ash here either.
Okay, so he goes swing 1 9 3 8 5 8. So Raffle should be at 1,700 life points if I'm not mistaken.
1,200?
1,700.
700.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
He
so
drew Max C.
yeah,
I
there's
think
no
he will scoop now.
way
The
to
Max
get
C was way
Max
too late.
escape.
So we will see a third game. What a pleasure to see a third game.
We had like I
We had I think
yesterday
one match with 3 games.
and not sure if we want to count that because the second game was basically just activating grass and
scoop.
yeah.
So now I think we will see the other way around again. We will see ABC True Draco start again.
Well, the question is now exactly what Raphael told me yesterday is the potential of bricking is always
There.
something, yeah. Because otherwise there wouldn't be a reason to not play this deck, especially with the interruption possibilities that you have with Masterpiece and ABC Buster Dragon.
And having also the possibility to draw into cards with all the draw support, they have the search support and like a dimensional barrier to stop the opponent's deck even more.
So now as Raphael is going first, I could imagine that the anti-spells, yeah, they will get in for sure.
And I think now we will see on Max side the system downs presumably coming in, although his opponent's also playing True Draco. It's like a minor part of his engine. It's mostly the ABC and machine monsters doing the job here.
And also the Cosmic Cyclone.
And the Cosmic Cyclones will come in handy against the opponent's traps, spell and trap cards, and also maybe stopping some of those field spells. It's nice to see a little bit more of a back and forth now, or at least seeing like more established boards.
Well, the question is basically what we saw so far. We had in the first game.
Yeah, pure dominance of True Draco ABC. Second game,
and
dominance.
Second game was also
dominance of pendulums.
Kind quickly, it was clear that it will go in the direction of Max.
So we have a Cosmic Cyclone on Raphael's side, a Diagram, a Ghost Ash, and I think a B in his hand he has.
So there is the system down. Okay.
And he's ashing the effect. Ah, it's a Masterpiece in his hand, which is not. I don't think that he's happy with the Masterpiece in his hand.
I think not at all.
I presume he wanted to get rid of it or something.
There's the pot, which could get ashed. If he has... Okay, so he has no ash.
He drew a second Pot of Desires with the Desires. So it's just a 1-for-1 kind of.
There's the barrier.
There's the
on
barrier.
Pendulum.
Which is good here because I don't think that he can do much more than just attacking and set maybe the trap, but it won't do anything this turn.
Yeah, well, he still has 2 magicians in hand to activate. Yeah. Okay.
I think the other one is the is it perform a pendulum source?
He has a pendulum. Yeah, exactly, a pendulum sorcerer. You're right.
So okay, Raphael has now I think a gadget together with the bee. So he will be able to use try to use again the diagram to his advantage because now he would be able to.
The good thing is that diagram. Or
he
the
is getting
gadgets, if they're destroyed, they don't have to be on the field. So he can destroy the gadget in hand to special summon
Yes.
another gadget and
special
summon
summon the bee.
while getting the continuous spell or trap card to summoning Masterpiece.
So now I think we will see some plays from his side because now he will be able to search his 2 Draco spell or trap with the Masterpiece in his hand. He will be able to possibly special summon it because he's getting more tribute materials. The nice thing is also the gadgets don't need to go to the graveyard either. They can also be banished. They just need to be destroyed to be triggered.
Okay.
Which is interesting. When they're under Macrocosmos, they can also just continue
It's interesting that he choose
directly to tribute summon.
to not use the effect of gold gadget to special summon B from hand.
Because usually you get then the tribute B. B would search you the next part.
Okay, but now Max is in a really bad spot.
And second Desire, so his deck will be really thin after that.
Especially as now he doesn't have any scales back in hand, right? Or just
He has all the Pendulum Sorcerer and maybe drawing one again. Oh, he'd be banished, I think, all of his Wisdom Eyes now. He drew Harmonizing and he has multiple search cards, but I don't know how many targets he has left in his deck to search. Because I saw a lot of Pendulum monsters getting banished with the second Desires. And I think he will verify now how many targets he has left here in his deck. I think the first Desires wasn't that bad. The second Desires banished mostly, I think like 6 to 7 or 8 Pendulum monsters.
So he still has pendulum Star Pendulum Graph in the deck for Duelist Alliance, which seems alright. Okay. So what can he search? Does he have any targets left?
Yeah, that's the question. The interesting thing is Raphael is playing as if he knows that his opponent has the system down. He's not even using machines right now to his advantage. He's just using the Masterpiece to control the field.
So there's
the Masterpiece is unaffected by spell and monster effects.
exactly, yeah.
So he has not the protection from the field spell here, and not the boost. So he could be run over by battle.
So so he's going for the second scale, and now question is if he wants to use the Masterpiece, but yeah, there's no reason to do
No,
so.
he can do it on any extra deck summon or something. He's giving up.
There's no reason.
He
to
has
play
nothing left in
for
his deck, I
Max.
think, which he can play with. Wow,
So yeah,
surprising
Raphael
win
even takes it.
with ABC True Draco.
His first hand didn't look that well, especially after the Ash Blossom, but Dimensional Barrier sealed the deal actually.
Yes. Interesting. It's one of the decks that I'm personally considering for next week for London. ABC True Draco. I'm testing it, so interesting to see another build here.
I think we're going to grab Raphael for a short interview
Yes.
to ask him why he decided to play this deck.